Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is an exciting day as I finally get to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. It's another free talk episode, and I thought I would take this time to, talk about one of the most anticipated blockbuster monster movies probably of all time, but especially of this year since we've barely had anything released in the year of 2020 because of the infamous pandemic. So I can imagine just how many people were excited to see this, be it hardcore fans of Godzilla or of Kong or of superhero movies in general and stuff. Safe to say, yeah, this was something that everybody was looking forward to, or at least most of the people, and now that the thing is out, there's just so much stuff to talk about, both in terms of the movie itself and everything surrounding the movie. So I thought, might as well take the time and opportunity because I really, really want to. And so just briefly, in case you don't know, Godzilla vs. Kong is, of course, the fourth installment in the MonsterVerse. I'm sure you know all of this. There's been two movies with Godzilla so far, the Godzilla and Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Kong Skull Island. I think gradually every single movie has been reviewed worse and worse since the first Godzilla, but overall they all seemed pretty nice. Gave some really neat monster action, a lot of boring character development for humans, of course, but it's just they had to fill in that runtime somehow, otherwise the fights would only give it for what, 20-30 minutes movie, which to be honest I wouldn't really mind, but okay, that's fine. But in any case, this one is directed by Adam Wingard. I'm a huge fan of Adam Wingard ever since I saw Guest, one of his most amazing movies in my opinion. And I'm really, really excited he's actually going to be directing Face Off, but he had some missteps, namely the Death Note and the Blair Witch movies. But again, if you know everything or something, at least about Adam Wingard, then you know that he's being in the sort of clamps by the studios. So he hasn't been given that much freedom, but hopefully this will change, as he himself said that he cannot wait to do more stuff. But in any case, this is not about him. I just want to let you know that one of the reasons why I was excited for this movie because I'm a huge Adam Wingard fan, and the trailers and promo has been really amazing for this movie, to be honest. And I was really excited because I enjoyed all three previous movies. I don't think they're great by any means. I do think Godzilla, the first one, was the best out of all of them. It was the most sort of down to earth, if I can even use that term, more realistic and not ridiculous, I would say, a movie. But ever since then, I don't know. It's like Kong Skull Island set this super colorful, hilarious, but also necessary violence tone, and it was really confusing. I did enjoy it. It was just such a blunder of tones and of visuals and colors and plot lines and weird characters that I just didn't know what to feel, and I was really confused. And then I don't know, each of these movies I felt was completely different in its own way, like a completely different style, which is understandable because there are different directors and different people behind them, but it just didn't feel to me like a part of one world. And the worst thing of all of this is that Godzilla vs. Kong did neither. And yeah, one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk about this movie is, as I said, of course, the fact that I was excited about, but also I cannot stress enough how much I'm disappointed in this movie. And I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's awful. Um, but like I don't understand. It's so baffling to me how many missed opportunities this movie had. It can be literally like a case study for future for Hollywood production studios, even though they never obviously will take lessons because this movie is doing super great at the box office apparently. This is smashing some records, at least ever since the pandemic started. So good for them. It's good. I think the movie is done well in terms of visuals. It looks really nice. It's incredible. Though the visual effects as well, I'm not really sure because so many reviewers were saying how these are groundbreaking visual effects. This is really the peak, but I really don't think so. I mean, technically it was nice, but some stuff looked really fucking weird, especially in the third act. There was just some stuff that looked completely unnatural, and the design was so weird. I think you know what I'm talking about. But actually, fuck this. It's spoiler full, so I'm just gonna say that Mechagodzilla looked awful. I really didn't like Mechagodzilla at all. I don't understand why they went with such a design. Maybe to make it completely distinct from Godzilla or something, but it just looked like a plastic toy that was multiplied in size indefinitely. But I don't know. I really didn't like it. But anyway, apart from the visuals and the fights, There was really nothing else, but even the fights themselves, I was a bit underwhelmed. But yeah, let me say this in general. What I want to say first is that this movie was like a culmination of the previous three movies, which is not a lot, of course, because by the recent example of Marvel, we had a culmination of 20 movies or something, and here we only had three. But the way they set up these monsters individually, and the way they were teasing, pitting them against each other, and since we have never seen anything like this apart from the 1963 version, of course, Kong vs. Godzilla, I was really excited to get something such new and such cool without a clear sort of bad guy and good guy. I really hoped for some conflict. Of emotion, at least. Of course, you can't give much reason for them fighting and stuff, and you can't. What I'm saying is, you can't attach yourself to that reasoning and say, "Oh yeah, I can relate." Like, I wish I was the alpha male and blah blah blah. Although I'm thinking about it now, and I see that a lot of people probably would be able to relate to that. But in any case, yeah, it was just such an interesting concept, and I really didn't feel anything paying off in terms of that expectation. I mean, what they did was just, for some reason, Godzilla is now wanting to kill Kong, but I never in the King of Monsters, Godzilla wasn't keen on killing every single monster. He was just killing those that were challenging him. That's it. I mean, he didn't want to kill other animals when those came to bow to him. But even before they came to bow to him, he wasn't out there killing them, unless my memory serves me wrong. But I watched these movies quite recently, so I don't think that was happening. So I don't know why they changed that here. And actually, that's the biggest problem for me, and that's part of the reason why I think this doesn't serve as a culmination of the previous movies, because it's being completely unfaithful to the previous movies. There's not just many plot holes within this movie itself. There's a lot of plot holes that correlate to the previous movies, and I would understand one or two or something. Like, for example, the one I don't understand at all is that apparently there was a problem with Kong's size, because in Kong Skull Island he is relatively small, and now he's like 10 times bigger. But I never understood why that is a problem, because clearly in Skull Island they addressed the fact that he's just a baby and he's still growing. So what's the fucking problem? Why did everybody talk about it, including I'm talking about the production team and the director Adam Wingard said, like, yeah, we're very well aware of this problem. I mean, what problem? There is no problem. But fine. That aside, though, there's so many things they completely forgot about. I mean, not only I was really weirded out by how in King of Monsters, Godzilla, right, they discovered that, oh, there are these fucking tunnels within Earth, and that's how Godzilla is able to travel from Australia to United States within a couple of hours, blah blah blah. Okay, sure, that's fine. But how the fuck do you not find Hollow Earth at this time? How the fuck do you not discover? So, wait, our Earth then, it does have tunnels, and it has Hollow Earth, and it has those fucking temples that the scientists in the previous Godzilla movie traveled to. I don't understand. Which one is it? It can't be both. It just doesn't make any sense. It's not like these movies were completely planned by several different people. Why not just do it in one go and either stick to one or the other? And the biggest problem is that the whole Hollow Earth bit, in my opinion, just was completely useless and wasted. I mean, why did you even decide to do it? To have the cool effects of having two worlds upside down or something? A lot of puns, by the way, for the for the Stranger Things, because Millie Bobby Brown is in this movie. But to be honest, I mean, I didn't understand what was the significance of all that sequence of that world. Apart from like one cool moment when Kong jumps from one mountain to the one above him, I just found nothing. I was hoping like, oh, that's cool. That means he's gonna fight Godzilla here, because of course Godzilla can travel through the tunnels, which means he can travel to this fucking world. But no, apparently not. And also, I didn't fucking understand at all. Skull Island is like, it opens inside out. Okay, so how come nobody fucking discovered that when they traveled there? I don't understand. It just makes no sense to me how Hollow Earth was like a theory all this time, and then suddenly they proved it right. And how did they even know that Kong was related to it? It's just so much to go on by on a stretch. Like, you have to really turn your brain off, to buy all of this crap, and it just at some point it got really annoying to me, especially because it's not like they mentioned, oh yeah, the Earth is, by the way, is also hollow, blah blah blah. They actually made you travel there for the second act, only to leave it for the third act. But why? What was the problem of just traveling to back to the Skull Island, and for him to Kong to fight other monsters and to fight a secret cave or something, or an entrance to an underground world in that area, which had his throne, which had his axe, whatever, and all this cave paintings, which is really, by the way, fucking weird because I don't understand. So these apes are like intelligent because all the Kong was able to do is say home. That's it. I mean, I think he understood girl quite well, but like, how did they communicate in themselves before that? How did they build a fucking temple if they didn't know how to communicate to each other with like sign language or something? I don't know. So many questions, but in any case, yeah, I just didn't find it at all that entertaining, and the whole bit with the villain and his daughter being a side villain was so fucking boring, so cliched. It's ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, we'll have this one rich guy who needs this thing, and he needs to manipulate heroes into thinking they're doing something for the good of the humanity, but actually they're just pleasing their own ego. And then as soon as they're gonna get that thing, they're gonna just kill all the heroes because they don't give a shit. And then the main guy is gonna kill them off. Like, I mean, it's just so repetitive. It's so predictable. That's the biggest problem for me with this movie, is that it's so fucking predictable. I expected something that I've never seen before. And funnily enough, even though I would say Godzilla King of Monsters is the one I least enjoyed, that movie had the biggest surprises for me. With all the fucking monsters, with the whole Mothra concept was super fucking cool. It was completely out of normal, I guess. It was really weird. It was really fantasy-like. I agree. It's not really grounded in reality, and like if you're in for this modern trend with movies, right, to make these sort of realistic and down to earth, like our world sci-fi concepts, then of course this might not have been for you. But I really dug that because it was such a unique and cool thing. Like, oh yeah, these monsters, they're like connected by love or something, or affection, and they're gonna fight the King Baldur, or what's it called, the three-headed dragon, I don't remember. But yeah, that movie had so many surprises, so many cool things happening with the dragon itself. And by the way, the visuals in that movie were by far superior to here. I think that was my opinion. Like, the dragon was so fucking cool, and all the energies and stuff, and Godzilla, and how many rounds they went. Even the fight. That's just. I don't know if you've seen Godzilla King of Monsters, but the fight between the dragon and Godzilla was literally eternal. It lasted for fucking, I don't know, 20 minutes at least, and they just kept having other rounds, and Godzilla would build up all this energy, and it was crazy. But here, I really did. I was really scared that they would do it, but I did feel that Godzilla was completely nerfed in this movie. Like, he never felt. Godzilla never seemed desperate. Maybe this was like a movie from Kong's perspective on purpose, because Kong, actually the guy who nearly died, and he went. So he sort of maxed out on his power, right? So he almost died, and he almost lost, and then he overcome his fear, I guess, his weakness, and with the help of humans, of course, he managed to team up with Godzilla, and they defeated the Mecha Godzilla. So he went through some struggle, he went on a journey of self-discovery, and there was a lot of stuff going on around Kong. But Godzilla's like, all he did was fucking destroy the human base of Apex whatever, or Apex Corporation, and yeah, just like crashing buildings down, fighting Kong and fighting Mecha Godzilla, and that's it. And also, I'm sorry, how easily Mecha Godzilla beat our Godzilla? This is just such bullshit. He didn't fucking do anything. He didn't even struggle. I don't know. To me, it was completely weird and completely predictable. I wish the fight was a bit cooler, a bit more unexpected, because to be honest, I got really tired very quickly of these buildings. Also, the fact that if Kong was fighting Godzilla in the open without any buildings, he would have been at such a disadvantage. He wouldn't be able to scale up to the heights and then drop on Godzilla with the power of force, of acceleration, whatever. I'm really bad at physics, but in any case, it's just it just seemed like such a. They took Kong by hand like a little girl and led him to Godzilla, like, yeah, this is where you're gonna go, this is where you're gonna punch, you do this, you do that, and plot-wise, that's why they did the plot-wise. They set up Kong to fight Godzilla, but not vice versa. It was not a fair movie, I think, and I get it. Okay, Godzilla had 2 movies before this, sure, but everything they set up for Godzilla in previous 2 movies wasn't fucking paid off here. It wasn't realized, and this sounds ridiculous maybe because some people just wanted a brainless movie or something with just like a punch out, but to me it's like I get tired of these. If you do the same fucking thing 4 times in a row. I'm gonna get tired of it sooner or later, and they did it here, and that's why I was so underwhelmed and I was so not impressed because there were no surprises. There was nothing cool. The only thing, the only thing I really didn't think they would have the balls to do, and I'm really happy they did, is that they had a definitive winner, which is Kong. But then again, I feel like Godzilla was severely underpowered in this movie, and he already beat fucking Kong. So it's just such a joke to me, and the fact that Mechagodzilla was able so easily to beat Godzilla, right? But Godzilla was able to beat Kong, and then them to just fucking annihilate Mechagodzilla was just so funny. I don't know. It just made no sense to me at all. How cool would it be to see Godzilla and Kong to fight it out in the Hollow Earth? This is such a missed opportunity. I mean, I would be fine if they made the fight shorter than what we had, like, I don't know, even 4 minutes max. That's fine for me. But it would look so cool and so unprecedented and so unique. It's just... And instead they just decide to have a fight in a city again. It's so boring. It's so dull, and half of it was also in fucking dark, so you can't really see anything clearly, and I don't know, I got really upset, to be honest. It was just, I know this is the shortest, I think, of all 4 movies, and apparently this was supposed to have the least amount of human characters. At least that's what I read from critics, and it's complete bullshit. No, there's just exactly the same amount of human characters. I mean, some of them are done a bit better. I think most of the people would say, and I completely agree with that, Team Kong is much more tolerable. I think it's still fucking stupid to me because it's like, oh yeah, Kong can talk apparently. Haven't you been fucking studying him for the past decades? How do you fucking not know he can talk? It's so stupid. Like, and it's not just the girl just met him and he never saw the sign language before. No, oh my lord. And I still don't understand why they had to keep him in this fucking dome when he was surviving completely fine on an island, on a remote island, when Godzilla wasn't ever going to reach him and do anything to him. And also, I still don't understand what were they thinking Godzilla would do. Just come and beat his ass up? Why? Why would Godzilla do that? Kong is not destroying cities. Godzilla, as they said so many times, is a fucking virus exterminator. If he sees a parasite that is infesting Earth, he's gonna deal with it. If somebody's challenging him, he's gonna deal with it. He's not just gonna go and fucking fight an ape just because he's peacefully browsing the forest, eating fishies. I mean, what the fuck? It's just all of these things are out of nowhere, sucked out of a thumb, and that's a Russian saying, by the way. I don't know if it translates to English well, but in any case, yeah, it's the human characters still. The Kong characters are sort of okay, but I mean, actually, maybe even a bit more than okay, but because they actually had a purpose with the girl communicating to Kong and guiding him sort of on the spiritual journey of discovering himself, and then tell him that lizard no enemy, lizard is good, kill the robot, you know. But Team Godzilla, oh my lord, oh my god, the fucking character of Millie Bobby Brown and the podcaster were such a fucking shit throwaway. I don't understand. The whole purpose and the whole setup for them was to spill some liquid on a keyboard that would eventually make Mechagodzilla glitch. Just fucking think about it. That sounds so ridiculous. That's so fucking stupid. I mean, it's just such a joke. This movie is 2 hours long. Why even have this in there? I swear if they just made a movie that is 1 hour and 20 minutes and you remove completely all the human characters except from the Kong team, this movie would have been so much better. So much better. And honestly, I feel like the fact that they spilled water and that's how Godzilla and Kong defeated the fucking the Mechagodzilla, that's even worse because that just underpowers them even further. And I don't know. And I also didn't really like the fact that they gave Kong like this magic axe and how he was able to somehow always accurately deflect Godzilla's nuclear stream from his mouth with this fucking axe. What a bullshit. It's just too much. It's too much. Too many inconsistencies, too many stupid things. I cannot just turn my brain off like this and enjoy it. But even if all those plot holes were kept in, right? Even if all those ridiculous things still happened, the whole human characters were still in it, this movie did not give anything new and original. I don't understand what is there to enjoy. It's fun to see Godzilla punch I want to say Hong Kong all the time, and I guess I know why, but it's really weird. King Kong. So, by the way, King Kong was fighting in Hong Kong, so that's pretty fun. And it's fun to watch them punch each other. Especially, I always enjoy when Godzilla uses his fucking humongous fist to just jab Godzilla on the mouth. It's amazing, but it just gets boring after a while, and I just wanted something new. Mecha Godzilla fight was fun for a while, but again, I really disliked the design of it. I didn't understand what the fuck Mecha Godzilla was. Was this the spirit of King Bedouin or whatever his name is again? I forget. Or was he just programmed to kill everyone? I didn't understand that at all. And I don't know, I just wanted something more. I wanted something really cool and unique. I wanted a bit more fights. And it's also such a bullshit to me that when they were fighting on water, by the way, again, the whole fight just seemed ridiculous because, of course, Kong would have lost easily there too. And I just wanted, that's another thing, I wanted at least one moment. I wanted at least one moment when you can see that Kong could take Godzilla on. That he can actually do it. But never we had this fucking moment before. And what's hilarious to me even more, right, is that Kong did equally well with a fucking anti-nuclear axe that is essentially a magic wand on the ground with buildings as he did with Godzilla fighting in water. Considering that Godzilla is fucking amphibious. I mean, I'm sorry, this is just such a bullshit. This is so fucking stupid. It's so stupid, and again, Kong would have been completely dead if it wasn't for humans saving his ass all the time. And it's just ape together strong. I don't know, return to monkey jokes, insert them here all you want. This was such an underwhelming movie. Honestly, I'm really, really upset, and I really don't know where they're gonna go from here because the end was such an inspired ending. Oh, home, okay, great, we got it, but I literally feel like the whole second act was set up just for that final minute where he's at home in Hollow Earth and he just signs, yeah, I'm at home, that's it. Also, how is there fucking sky in a Hollow Earth? What the fuck is that? And the sun? I mean, do we have transparent ground or something? I don't understand. It's so many fucking questions and very little answers. And if they don't want to do something in the future, I just don't understand what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it and how they're gonna make it interesting. And I don't remember the last time I was so disappointed in something, and I don't think this will come soon again because I don't remember the last time I was so invested in something, in a franchise, especially with such low expectations. God damn it! All they had to do was do some really cool fights, something we haven't seen before, but they couldn't even do that for me, and that is why I'm so salty, essentially. And yeah, but that's it from my side. That's why I think it's really underwhelming. It's the most what is wrong with me today? Sorry. It's the most underwhelming movie of this year. And yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe next monster movies will be more creative, more cool, less human characters, a bit shorter, more fights or something. I don't know. But it'll be tough for them, at least to do something for me. Again, if you enjoyed this, I'm really fucking happy for you, honestly, and I'm jealous actually that you did enjoy it. And a lot of people seem to have enjoyed it, and it's doing really well in box office, so that's really good, and I'm happy for them at least, and for Adam Wingard, and I can't wait for more stuff from him, for him to come back to his roots of small, independent, and cool movies. Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I didn't annoy you with my blabber. I'm really curious to actually speak to you guys and let me know what you think. Is there anyone who shares my opinion, or did you all guys really, really enjoy this movie and I'm just the odd one out? I hope you did in any case. But yeah, make sure to comment and let me know. Hopefully we can talk about this. If you by any chance enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it, subscribe it, as that way I will know that you want more stuff like this. And yeah, I'm going to talk about, I think, Invincible next. Because I really need to talk about that TV show. And other than that, thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.